What's up, all fans? How we doing? I'm gonna try to wait for some people to get up in here. How we doing? I'm gonna try to wait for some people to get up in here. Let's see. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get it started at the first play right here. All right, so keep in mind a couple things. Obviously, it's not my intentions to undermine or to really single anybody out. Football is a very difficult game, man, and it's all about execution. It's all about being prepared for the game and execution. So start off right here. So number one thing too, I'm gonna take this back. So look, number one thing that I like to do on the first look through, I want to look at this right here. I want to look at this whole unit and see who's winning that line of scrimmage early on. Right now, we got strong right. Okay, we got the motion coming in. You see that we're getting good penetration with our tackles, right? It's good penetration here. Right here, this is Roman Harrison. He's playing in, so something that we're going to see on a consistent basis throughout this film. I'm gonna run this back so I can show this to you. We've got to be able to do something called keeping contain and keeping leverage right here. So this part of the field, we need to make sure that this is tight. This needs to be fundamentally sound. So somebody's got to have outside leverage on both sides here. All right, so we're gonna run it through now. See what happens. See what transpires. He gets 4 or 5 yards. Now, as we just said, obviously these guys here doing a nice job. Where we messed up at is right here. We did not keep contained. Roman Harrison gets washed down. So he's gonna get sealed in. We got a nice we got a nice lane here for this running back. I think that's Trevor Etienne's little brother. I don't know what his first name is, but this is cover two. So basically, what that means is the cornerbacks are playing in the flat areas. There's a cornerback back here also doing the exact same thing. So you're going to see Haddon come up. He does an excellent job coming up, right? So he's right here to make this play. Also, we see right here, this is Aaron Beasley. He's also in a good position to come up right here and make this tackle early. What we see is Kamal Haddon misses, right? He comes up good, misses, and then Aaron Beasley just pretty much overruns this. Now, backside right here, we do a good job on this, watching for that zone read. So Tyler Barron is going to be watching this quarterback for the zone read. He does a good job there, right? So he's looking for that zone read. He's doing an excellent job staying home. And then he's going to end up making this play because it's just all out effort. He's going to flow straight down this line and end up making this tackle. This was not his tackle to make. Okay. There's two other people over here who should have made this tackle first. Well, really three, because Roman Harrison could have made a play here. If nothing else, at least fight up field and create a big wall here for him to run into. Doesn't do a good job of that. He gets double teamed. Now, the other thing I want to look at is right here in Elijah Herring. So again, it's cover two. So Elijah Herring's responsibility is this area here. He's going to drop back into coverage. Okay. Beasley's area is here. I think this is T-Mac's area is here. Corners areas. Oh, hold on. Let me get rid of this. Corners areas are going to be here. Okay. And then safeties areas are over the top. So that's what this defense is set up to do. Now, let's just take a look again at Elijah Herring and see how he flows. Okay. It's moving back. It's moving back. At this point, you'll notice that out of all these middle guys, he's the only one that is still dropping back into coverage. He has not recognized that this is a run yet. So he's late to that. Obviously, the quarterback does not have the football anymore. He should know this. Everybody else does. So he's late there. Finally notices it now. Once he noticed it, we saw him take one extra step, and he's still going backwards. Let's see how many more steps does he take. 2, 3, 4, probably 5 or 6. He's all the way out of the screen here. Okay, this is very, very teachable. This is something that the coaches can fix what everybody's doing. This is back to elementary school football stuff. Okay, this is very, very, very basic. But from here, where Elijah Herring is, somewhere in this area, he should be here, like right now. He's got to attack this area right now. So his outside shoulder needs to stay free. He's going to attack this guy more or less with his inside shoulder, take on this block, and set up a wall here just in case this running back gets through that. So like we already talked about, again, back to elementary school football, you have to wrap up when you tackle. You've got to drive your feet through tackles. Kamal Haddon did a pretty poor job of that several times in this game. But, tackle is made. Herring eventually comes up and he misses it. But, at least he did kind of come up eventually. So let's move on to the next play. Again, first thing that we're going to pay attention to is the line of scrimmage. Right now, we've got strong right, which means that the defense is going to slightly shift to our left, to the offense's right side, so that we don't get outflanked here, okay? So that we have enough bodies to be able to match up in case they want to run it here, okay? So they've got 3 over here, and they've got 2 on this side, just looking at the line of scrimmage. Got motion coming over, motion coming back. That does not change anything. This is a skill guy. He does not change our leverage as far as front 7 play. Okay, now, what do we see here? Coming in motion. Now, the one thing that we do need to do is, somebody needs to have some type of somebody needs to see that he's coming, and there needs to be some sort of movement, something like we need to know. And this is this is something that maybe we can put on Coach Banks. I don't know. I don't know who's to blame. Maybe he did teach this, and maybe the players just aren't executing what he taught. But you can't just let somebody cross your face like this, specifically right here at the end position. And this is Tyler Barron. So this is difficult for him, but he's got to set himself up to have outside leverage on this tight end, just in case something like this happens. He's the first line right here to keep this play from breaking through. After that, it's this linebacker, and last person is this corner. So he, at all costs, has got to keep outside leverage no matter what. All right. Running it through. Okay, boom, right here. We have, it just looks like we don't really know what's going on here, right? So we're looking for, I guess, some sort of a read option or something. But this is bad. Like, why are we still waiting here? You're right here. There's nobody in his way. Nobody is impeding his vision here. You should definitely see that he has the football right now. And this body posture of still kind of sitting back on his heels, that's bad. Let's get up the field right now. You've got to see it and you've got to react quick. This is SEC football. Okay. So he's still standing here, right? Now this running back is already outside of him. He's already lost. He's already lost. I think this is T-Mac right here. T-Mac, you've got to come down, feel like you've got to get here right now. It's just too lackadaisical. It's not enough. So the angles need to be, he's coming here to cut him off. And this is Herring, I believe. He should be coming right inside of that. So now at this point, now that it's gotten past the first edge guy, this is the next edge guy right here, T-Mac. And now this is the fill guy. Okay. That's how this should play out. But we are just too slow getting there, especially Herring. You're going to see a whole lot of this flailing his arms and stuff like that. That is a run of panic. That is a run of, oh, crap. You know what I mean? They just got me, right? Whenever somebody's flailing their arms in a panic motion, he does not know what's going on. He doesn't know it well enough. And I put that 100% on our coaches. That's something that we can fix. Gets there late. And as you can see, if you get there late, this is the SEC, man. Like these guys have speed. You get there this late, you're already behind them. You're not going to make this tackle. You're just not. Corner did what he was supposed to do by forcing it back in, right? He stays outside. Who is this down here? I believe this is Gabe Judy. So again, this is cover two. Okay. Well, I think this might be man. I'm not sure if it's cover two or if it's man. Anyway, good job here, right? Does his job, forces it back in. This guy has to cut back. He should be cutting it right back into a whole defense full of people. But we're just too slow getting there. Good job holding on, but it's too late. He already got 9 yards. These things are very, very, very easy to get fixed. Really easy. So what we have right here looks like this is going to be strong, right? Okay. So, we just got to make sure that we have good leverage here, that they're not outflanking us whenever they line up in this formation. Okay, so now we're good. So this linebacker, I think this is Herring. He comes up, and now he looks like he's going to be the edge guy. Okay. See what happens. Okay. Good job getting upfield here. Looks like we're doing a good job taking up blocks. Looks like we're pushing them back some, getting a little bit of penetration. You'd like to see a lot more out of it's this Big O. I think this is Big O. I'd like to see a lot more out of him. We've got man. We're playing man back here. Everybody's playing man. This right here is Beasley. He's coming on a delayed blitz. He's coming. So we brought 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys. What is this? 7 versus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we brought 7 on 7. And we're playing man coverage. Now, because we keep him contained inside of this pocket, and because he sees, hey, the blitz is coming, Aaron Beasley is free. He can see that. I got to get rid of this ball right now. I'm not quite ready. Wide receiver is not 100% open, but I've got to throw this. Now, this guy is not a world beater. This is what you do to guys that aren't, world-beating quarterbacks. Force them, heat them up, make them throw the ball quickly, and make them throw it into tight coverage as much as possible, man coverage as much as possible. This is pretty good coverage right here by Haddon. Gotta love that. I wish that we would have done a lot more of that right there. But the one thing that I did like in that was that we knew what they were trying to do, and we had beat on it, so we drew up something to be able to stop it. I just wish that we could have done this more often in this game. Excuse me. All right, now let's see. Where are we right now? Okay, so now what do we have here? Okay, this looks like this is more than likely this is going to be strong left because the tight end's here. A lot of times, the strength of the offense is going to be signified or signaled by where the tight end lines up at. Different defenses do different things, and obviously down a distance, the types of offenses that you're playing against is going to determine different factors in that. But for the sake of this, we'll just call this strong left. Again, it looks like we've got everything covered up as far as leverage, as far as containment, except for it doesn't look like right here. So what we have right here, this is Omar Norman-Lott, who we all know he's a defensive tackle. He struggled a little bit in this game of keeping contained. That's not really his forte. Okay, so now you see he's getting held up right here. Okay, so there's no real contain. There was not a whole lot of pressure. Let's go back a little bit. Let me take a look at my notes because I had a few things in here. I think that this was cover 3. Let's see. Nope, this is not cover 3. This is cover 2. So this is cover 2. We're going to see it again from a different angle. All right, so here we go. Actually, this looks like this could have been 3. Let's see. Yeah, okay, yeah. So this is cover 3. It's cover 3, and it looks like this is cover 3 or it's man. Hard to tell. But right here, okay, this is Tank, right? So we've got Tank is playing right here in kind of like a like middle zone area. But we've also got 2 other people in this almost exact same area. So I think that maybe he was a little bit wrong here. especially knowing, okay, I know that there's three people here. We've got one that can come out of the backfield. He's got to work over here because he has to know where his help is. These are, again, this is all very teachable stuff. You have to know where your help is on defense, and you've got to talk. Okay, they're on offense. We're not expecting for their crowd to be too so loud that we cannot talk. So right here, right, we've got, I believe this may be Haddon in a deep third. He's covering deep. Hold on. Let me circle him. He's covering deep. He's got the deep third from sideline to hash right here. Okay. I believe this is Wesley Walker. He's got this deep from hash to hash. And then whoever the corner is over here has from the middle hash to the sideline. Okay. With all that being said, he has to know he's got help over top, help to the middle. You've got to work over here into this window because you're standing right next to somebody. But this was a good pitch and catch. This was a very well drawn up play, and they executed. We didn't get a ton of pressure, although that was quick. That's really, really quick. That's like a 3-step drop. You got maybe like a second to be able to get to the quarterback, and they pitch and catch, and they get a first down. I don't really like playing a soft zone there. I'm sure that Coach Banks had his reasons, so not going to go too far into that. Let's start this one back over. Looks like we're strong left. Okay, we got orbit motion, which is this guy right here, comes over, orbit motion. You see that we're bumping, so which means this linebacker kind of splits out just a taste. Okay. Saw that. Take it back just a taste. All right, so let's let the play run. Okay, this is a run play. Now, we're not doing a horrible job up front, right? What you want to look at is, are these guys really getting moved off of their spots and out of their gaps? Maybe slightly, okay. But what I like out of this is that Tyler Barron does a really good job right here. He's doing a good job of setting his edge and making a good play here. Let's look at our linebackers as well, especially Elijah Herring. Okay, so he's still dropping into coverage. At this point, you can understand it, right? Because you don't know, the quarterback could pull it and this guy could come over here. You've got to do what you're supposed to do first. Okay, he sees it now. Great job. That was a nice transition. Now he's exploding. He's exploding right here to this hole. Okay, this wasn't the best job right here by Tyler Barron, but it was a pretty decent job. He probably could have maintained a little bit more outside leverage up here, but at least he gets off of this block. And looks like this is T-Mac as well coming in. And, he holds on to him. You can live with that, guys. Hey, it's not going to ever be perfect. It's just not. So I can definitely live with that. That was a positive play. Now, we're back to what we talked about, right? Back to what we talked about with keeping contained, especially when we're pass rushing. We want to keep the quarterbacks inside of the pocket. Now, this guy, he's not a super mobile guy. He's not incredibly mobile, but he can move. So you've got to do what you're supposed to do. All right. Who is this here? Again, this is Omar Norman Lott. He's got to contain right here. He ends up bumping inside. Now the quarterback can scramble. This is cover 2. The quarterback's got all this room out here. It's cover 2. Pause it again. And I'm sorry, that's not cover 2. That looks like this is cover 3. This is cover 3. Okay, and he's wide open, so we can see it better from this angle. I'm gonna move this out of y'all's way. Just a taste, right? So here we go. Loses contained. So cover 3. We know cornerbacks got deep halves. I believe that the star right here is going to have curl to flat, which is all of this area. Okay, and the quarterback runs out here. And obviously, as you can see, this is a very, very easy pitch and catch, again, because nobody's there. Now, I think that T-Mac could have done a much, much better job of working more towards his only threat that he could see visibly. You have got to trust your teammates. You've got to trust them to be in the correct positions. This was your guy. You've got to get closer to him. You're too far away. So we give up an easy, almost first down, 9 to 10 yards just off of that play. Now, notice, everybody, we're not really getting physically manhandled. We're doing a good job on this line of scrimmage. We're doing a good job here. It's just like elementary school stuff that we're not executing on. Okay, look at this. Big O is way in the backfield. We've got a lot of people. We're creating a nice wall here. This is a nice wall. Looks like everybody's fundamentally sound. Okay. Everybody just did what they were supposed to do. You don't have to be Superman. Just do what you're supposed to do. And look at this. Look at this. In cover two, and a cornerback, Gabe Jeudy comes up and makes this tackle. Behind the line of scrimmage. It's all just about doing what you're supposed to do, doing what you're supposed to do. Fundamental stuff. Y'all, give me a second because I'm trying to get to these comments right now, man. I'm just not seeing them. Let me see. All right, so let me go ahead and get to this real quick. Timmy G, thank you so much for that super chat for $20. Says, love the breakdown. Thank you, man. I really, really appreciate everybody who's in here watching. And we're going to try to get through this thing, man. I'm going to continue to check in on the comments. I'll try to check every few plays, but I want to try to get through this for y'all, man. I know it's grueling, and y'all are brave if y'all can sit through this, man. But I always look at it like this, man. If the players have to look through this, and if they can do it, we should be able to do. We should be able to do it too. And on this play right here, okay, so this is a 3rd and long play. We've got 3 up here at the line of scrimmage. We've got a linebacker that's kind of creeping up. And obviously this is, we are expecting pass. Let's see what Tim Banks draws up. Looks like the star is coming off of the edge. Expect him to keep contained. Expect for this end right here. These 2 contained guys keep contained. Okay, good. So pretty good so far. The only thing right here is James Pierce comes inside of this tackle. If you make a move like this, you have got to make this play. Now, he does get held. We see him getting held right here. But watch what ends up happening because his hold is not called. Quarterback scrambles outside of that. And we got people open and not super open. This is cover 2. We're going to take a look at Haddon. Right? We're going to watch Haddon here. So Haddon is playing cornerback in cover 2. He's got the flat area, which is what he's playing. But so look, this is what he does wrong. He's looking to the inside. He's like, okay, I got this guy. Okay, now let me try to look back here and try to help out somebody else. Nah, bro, you can't do that. You have to do your job. This is the only guy in the flats. Focus on him. That's what you're supposed to be doing. Okay, quarterback breaks outside of the pocket. This is why the defensive line and the secondary work hand in hand. Now, we can say 2 things. Number one, if James Pierce forces this quarterback back to the inside, we probably get a sack or this ball's going somewhere else because he more than likely would not have seen this open wide out if he doesn't scramble here. Okay. But he does. And we can also say that if Haddon just would have played his man, played in his area, in his zone, and focused on what he was supposed to do, the quarterback would not have had anybody to throw to over here. And we've got big Eason and James Pierce right here to come make this tackle. But, man, that's 2 busts right there. That's 2 guys that just aren't doing what they're coached to do, what they've been coached to do since they started playing football. We're going to see a lot of that. And right here, this is the 1st and 10. Looks like this is strong left now. And, oh, my goodness, man. Let's go back. Looks like we do a good job right here of setting this edge. Okay, we also had cornerback blitz. He's the one who really said it. T-Mac comes in on the corner on the cornerback blitz, star blitz. Now, what you got to watch right here is Elijah Herring, who's right here. This is what we talked about pregame, right? We said that we are concerned and worried about if these guys are we are concerned on if these freshmen, sophomore, younger linebackers are going to be able to play with all this misdirection stuff. You got to be able to play fast. This is SEC ball. It's like He's talking to the D line, so he kind of knows what's going on. Okay, so he flowed to the right area. Just have to trust yourself, man. You got to trust yourself, and you got to get there right now with some force, with some emphasis. Again, like we talked about, flailing his arms, flailing his arms. Does a decent job of at least engaging with this. I think this is a tackle and kind of pushing him back some. Gabe Judy's right here to help out, but he does kind of fall over his feet and he doesn't get in on this tackle. I'm talking about Elijah Herring. I'm gonna take it back a little bit more. Okay. Also want to see what happened right here with Aaron Beasley. So Aaron Beasley right here dropping into his zone. This is what happens. He's dropping into his zone. I think that they dropped a little bit deep too, for my taste. They're a little bit deep, but so this referee's going to get in his way. He is going to identify that this is a run. He does a good job of identifying run and pass pretty early. You know, again, he's been playing for some time, but he has to work over this referee. It's little things like that. I mean, you got to pay attention to all that. This is SEC ball. You got to know where you're lined up, where the referee is, and all that good stuff. So he's having to go around him. That makes him 4 or 5 steps too slow getting there. So, you know, it's just not very good linebacker play, period. Okay, we got to run. Good job right here. So look, whenever we're fundamentally sound, let's just set this edge. Okay, plays coming here. This is actually going to the weak side. It's strong to the left side. You see that we've matched up. Okay, we've matched up well over here. So we're not going to get out leveraged, outflanked, and we're right outside of this tackle. That's just how you want it to be. We've also got this linebacker right here to, you know, help with this gap and to help with outside if need be. You've got to be an athlete. So now here we go. Plays coming here. Good, strong edge. And actually, this is not a linebacker. I think that might be T-Mac. T-Mac does a good job of identifying pretty quickly. That's an offensive lineman that he just took on. That's a big man. And Elijah Herring also identifies it quickly. Watch him right here. Okay. He identifies it quickly, takes a nice angle, and not only that, but he gives a nice stump right there. So this is what he's capable of. We just got to get him doing that consistently. Good push right here by Bryson Eason. Again, great job of everybody maintaining their gaps, doing what you're supposed to do. It's all you have to do. Now we're seeing on this play, they're coming back to the weak side again. This is strong right. The play comes back to the weak side. Boom. Okay, edge is set here pretty good, but linebackers are just late. Linebackers are just late here. Elijah Herring had a rough day. Watch it again. Boom, boom, boom. Just overruns it. Again, y'all, the bright spot of all of this is that these are all very, very easily fixed. I mean, if we just would have done these little things correct, we blow this team out. And this is a team that's still capable with the current roster as it is, with the same exact roster, with the same people who played on this past Saturday. If they go out and play against anybody, they will perform a lot better. We're going to get to the offense here in just a second. But that's, you know, we got to do a better job of small fundamental things. So this looks good. We've got a lot of people inside the box. And we've got Aaron Beasley coming on a blitz. This is something else, too. I really would have liked to have seen Coach Banks call a lot more blitzes. Whenever you have young linebackers and you're playing up against an offense like this that does a whole lot of, you know, motion here, fake here, you know, all of that, where you don't want these guys having to think, you just want to play in, just send blitzes, man. Like, just call blitzes. Get them moving forward and just get them playing off of their instincts. Don't have them thinking too much. But obviously, Aaron Beasley is probably one of the best blitzing linebackers in this entire country. Beautiful job of, you know, scraping through a whole bunch of blocks and making a big tackle in the backfield. Great job, too, by our front. Look at that, taking up blocks, shedding blocks. Everyone fits their gaps very, very well. And, you know, this is what this defense is capable of doing all the time. We just got to see it more consistently. I think that this is all that they're going to work on in practice this whole week, guys. A whole lot of fundamentals. Really nice job right here. So this is cover 2 on a 3rd and 12. It's cover 2. Looks like we're going to bring some outside pressure. Okay, it comes. bring a few people. Again, we're just going to heat them up. That's a great job by Gabe Giuliani coming up and making a good tackle. Playing his zone, coming up quick, read, react, go and make a play. Absolutely love that. Beautiful work. Okay. Now offense has the ball. Okay. Whew. So we can see right now the ball is snapped. And we've got two guys right here. Who was this? This is probably Crawford, I think. Yep. It's Crawford and it's Ollie Lane. Oh no, I'm sorry. That was Spraggins and Ollie Lane getting pushed back. We definitely have to work on, again, this is just very, very small things. They're going to stand straight up out of their stances and just kind of get pushed around a little bit. Also had Andre, the left guard. He's going to work up to the second level here, and you're just going to see him maybe trip or something like that. Trip, and he's going to miss this linebacker. Okay, so he trips, misses the linebacker. Okay, yeah, it was that one that came from the other side. And so, we'll only get 2 or 3 yards, but I mean, that's decent for a first down just to start the game off. Now, what I love about this first drive, guys, is that we are decisive. This is a scripted first drive. We had our plays. There was no extra thoughts about what we're going to do. We just did it. So look at this. Motioning out, and, we've got them outflanked now. We've got them outflanked. Joe Milton does not have to think. He's able to get the ball out of his hands quickly to one of our playmakers in Jalen Wright. And he's got the edge right here. And I mean, this is all day. Whenever you're moving fast, you can get these types of plays all day. At some point in this game, we start to slow down significantly, and it's after this drive. But I just want for y'all to see how the offense looks whenever it's, pretty much operating the way that it is supposed to. Didn't do a great job blocking there. Right here, boy, now look. This is why Joe Milton is starting. Look at this throw, right? So what you're going to notice is up top right here, John Campbell is going to get beat pretty quickly. And, he gets beat on that swim move. He's kind of still stuck in his stance. And this is something that we did worry about. We've got a pick move up here with Brew, and Squirrel White is wide open. Look at how quickly Joe identifies this opening, this open area. Beautiful work. And he pretty much throws this off of his back foot, and it's a beautiful ball. Off his back foot, falling back, and he just drops a dime. So this is what he's capable of. So look, you can see right here, a little bit of a rub route. We did a good job kind of playing that off. Doesn't look too obvious. I wish that we could have seen more of those throughout this game. But that's an excellent play call, and that is great execution for the most part by our skill guys. Absolutely love it. And then look at this. You have to love this. So what we're seeing right now, I'm going to take it back just a few steps. I think that this is all Joe. I think that this is all 100% Joe Milton identifying, hey, look, we've got one on this side. We've got one-on-one. We like this matchup all day long. If we get one-on-one, we're going to take it. He's isolated. So whole lot of room to the inside, a whole lot of room to the outside. There's room everywhere. One-on-one, got this cornerback on the island. You're going to see Joe Milton bring the tight end Jacob Warren over to the left side just to give even more room. Open it up even more. Look at that. Just to make sure that there's no safety help whatsoever. We already know what we got. And this is easy pitch and catch. Literally snap the ball, catch it, throw it up. Throw it up. And we can do this all day. Now, I want y'all to take a look at this man right here, Keaton, because people are saying that, we don't have a Jalen Hyatt on this team. We don't have a Cedric Tillman on this team. We don't have them, but we've still got ballers. We still got guys who can win one-on-one matchups. Boom, boom. Look at all that space. That's all day, baby. That's all day. We can do that all day against anybody. Nobody can stop that. I think that in that first drive, we just came out with a lot more confidence. Way more confidence than what we've shown or what we will show throughout the rest of this game. Okay. So right here, looks like this is cover 2. And we got motion, we got the orbit motion. And this is cornerbacks falling back right here. This is probably cover 3. Do a good job of keeping the quarterback inside of the pocket. And, linebacker has to come out and make that play. That's what, 5 yards, and that's, to me, that's just too many yards. Right here, 3rd and 5, third and gotta have it. I actually like this play call a lot. Everybody does what they're supposed to do. We keep contained, and we're going to bring linebacker. Excuse me. We're going to bring linebacker blitz a little bit late and put some pressure on the quarterback. Only problem is we are in cover 3, which means that down bottom, he's playing deep, and the inside is going to be wide open. Now, T-Mac should have been somewhere in this area. So I think that that's really where the bust is on this play. Okay, so T-Mac couldn't play there because we are blitzing, so he had to take this area. And this actually almost looks like man, but I believe we'll sit from a different area, from a different angle. And we'll be able to identify that this has got to be cover 3. So see right here, yeah, you see this is cover 3. And even if it is cover 3, I do think that probably should have ended up being man backside. There was no other threats to his side, so that should have turned into man. That's just sometimes those things are going to happen. Again, we're doing a good job getting a push with our tackles. Our defensive line is getting a nice push. They're going to get a nice push. It's not incredible, but this is not horrible. Where are our linebackers at? Okay. At this point right here, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt for maybe one more step. One more step. At this point, you know what's coming, dude. Like, this is like a days ago. You've got to, boom, get here right now. It's just not enough effort, and that right there is, at least you stopped him from going and blocking somebody else. But I'm not quite sure what that was. You didn't throw your arms out to try to make the tackle or anything. You're more concerned about the guy who's going to block you. Look at this. Than you are to get over here and make this tackle. You've got to be able to drive through this. This is SEC football. You're an SEC linebacker. You've got to drive through this, and you've got to at least slow this running back down. He doesn't do it, and that is Herring. Everyone else so far seems to be doing their jobs. He doesn't do his. And now we've got, this is Wesley Walker is coming up to make this tackle. He's going to duck his head, close his eyes, take out his own teammate right here and Gabe Judy. And we've all seen this a million times, way too many times, but this is not how we tackle, folks. A shoulder bump is not how you tackle. Again, not here to be critical of these guys, but I mean, come on. This is elementary school stuff. This is Pee-wee stuff. You learn how to tackle with your head up and how to wrap up with both of your arms whenever you tackle from the time that you start playing football. So that's inexcusable, 100% inexcusable. We'll see it again from this angle. I know this is painful, but we have to be able to identify what the problems are and just see how easy it is to fix this. You have to trust yourself, linebackers. Whenever you see it, go get it. If you're going to be wrong 100 miles an hour. Don't just half-ass it and be kind of right, kind of wrong, and end up giving up 6. Okay, which is pretty much what he does right here. Obviously, we all know, that just was 2 really bad attempts, maybe even 3 or 4 bad attempts at trying to tackle somebody. And that's just disgusting. Getting held right here, but they're not going to call those, so there's no need to even cry over that. They're not going to call holding 9 times out of 10, especially inside of that box. We have to get off holds. Got to be more fundamentally sound. All right, so now back to offense. We had a good opening first drive. We are motioning out our running back. We just motioned him out. And we're essentially, it's almost empty. We've got a tight end back there as a lead blocker. I think that's a very obvious play. Now, granted, we can throw out of this, right? We can throw out of this. This is a light box, though. This goes from a 6-man box to a 5-man box because this end guy is going with our running back. And that's a mismatch that we did not exploit at all. And I don't understand that. Because it looks like they might be playing man or something. I mean, we've got to exploit those types of mismatches. But anyway, right here, this is a decent job of blocking. Our offensive line are not really body movers. They're more of get in people's way. That's what they did there. Now, this is nice right here. This is a nice pitch and catch, and this is a great job by Squirrel White. Okay. We've got the nickel coming off the edge. He's coming, right? But this is a quick We're going to snap it. We're going to throw it because they're playing off of us. Just get the ball in our playmakers' hands. Great job coming back to the football by Squirrel. And this is a beautiful job of getting up the field and making stuff happen. Great job. I think he absolutely balled out. I'm really, really, really proud of Squirrel. And that was a good throw right there by Joe Milton. This one was not so much. A lot of people talking about, well, he can't throw the ball underneath or intermediate. We've seen him do it a few times already just in this film. Now, right here, we're going for the big shot. I think we've got 6 or 7 guys in here blocking. So we've got max protection, and we are going to go deep. You're also going to see somebody come open down here. But I like this decision right here by Joe. Why? Because if you've got a guy wide open deep, why not throw that? And he is open. Just got to put maybe a little bit more air under this ball and give our wide receiver the opportunity to run up under it. But this is not a bad miss, guys. You know, he does overthrow it, but you're right to see him overthrow this exactly where he did than anything else. I think that's actually a well-thrown ball. Now, this right here, you can either hate this or, you know, maybe you might love it. I kind of get, you know, I think that this is going to be bad optics, obviously, at the end of the game. But right now, I know what they're thinking. They're, you know, really, really confident. Okay, hey, man, you know, we almost had him. You know, we are feeling ourselves so much. But I'm going to show you how much Joe Milton's attitude will permeate throughout the entire team. You see, same thing. You know, it's like, dang, well, you know, we just missed it, but it's all good though. You know, we're gonna go get him on the go and get him on this next one. Only problem is there was no next one, right? And you never know when there's not going to be a next one. We have to have a heightened sense of urgency to hit plays right now. And I know that the entire staff is preaching that right now because nobody feels that way probably more than Coach Josh Heupel. Now, right here, this is a play that is designed to beat them just with sheer numbers. Okay, so the running back is back here. Right now, we've got 3 people out here to block, and there are 4 people, and really only these 3 is what we're more or less worried about. So what's going to happen here, right? We're going to motion him out quick. This ball is supposed to be snapped like almost right now. The ball is supposed to be snapped pretty quickly. Why? Because there's nobody to really cover him. We've got good numbers here. We've got 3 on 3, and we're expecting him to, you know, maybe be able to either find a crease up in here or break it to the outside and at least get, you know, 7 or 8. But what's going to happen here is Joe is going to see, oh, wait a second. This linebacker is going with him. Excuse me, coach. You know, what am I supposed to do here? Okay, so whenever you look at this box, this is pretty simple math. It's 4 versus 5 blockers. It's 4 versus 5. We've got better numbers here. It is 3rd and 9, but you've got this is what I'm talking about with Joe being a gamer. You've got to be able to call your own numbers sometimes off the rip. Like, I don't need to look over to the sidelines. Like, this is open. We're almost at midfield. Worst case, we're going to be in a better position to go for it on 4th down. These are the types of plays that Hendon Hooker used to execute on last season. You know, we know that Hendon's not here, but just showing you the little differences in our offense from this year and last year and why this does not look the same. But instead, instead Joe Milton gives them time to get lined up, and now we've got terrible numbers. We've got 3 blockers versus 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, right? These are just really, really bad numbers for us. And the wide receivers are not sure who to block at this point because the play is not ran the way it's supposed to be run. So they just end up missing people, and it's a 1-yard gain. Look at this right here. This right here tells it all. Look at this. Look at this. Look at how much room Joe Milton has to run. Pick a hole, any hole, man. Any hole. They're all wide open. You've got to be able to take this. So, again, these are very easy coaching points, very easy teaching points. I think that Joe just is overthinking. You know, I think that he wants to be great or he wants to do well so bad that he is over-processing everything. Football is a very simple game. Don't overcomplicate it. Right here, again, what we're going to see here, right? Okay, this is something that we're taught at a very young age as well, especially if you play in space. You're going to hear, don't let anything cross your face. This right here is Aaron Beasley. He's a wily old veteran. He's going to let this cross his face. He's going to let this tight end cross his face, and he does not go with him. Your eyes have to be right. Again, this is very, very basic stuff. We're going to see it again from a different angle so you can see it just a little bit better. Okay. So you're looking in the backfield. It's hard to explain this, but you'll just see a flash come across your eyes. And that's how you know that, hey, I've got to go over there right now. He sees it, which is why he stops. His brain has been triggered. Uh-oh, I gotta go. He's just a little bit slow to react. Just a little bit slow, and that's pretty lackadaisical effort. So it's a whole lot of that, man. All day long. Same thing here. I know this is tough. But same thing here, right? Contain guy lets the play get outside of. Now this is a tough play. This is a very tough play, but you've got to at least hold him up. Got to hold him up. And I mean, our linebackers are just nowhere to be found. They're nowhere to be found. I don't understand what's going on here. I'll go back. Okay, so I like this right here. Herring is tapping people, kind of like letting them know, okay, maybe you should slide over. Right now, this is strong right. Even though there's a tight end here, it's only a guard and a tight end. But this tight end is eligible because he's off the line, he's off the ball. He can go out for passes and he can block. So let's see what happens here. Okay, container's lost. If you watch Herring, you'll see. Herring drops into his zone, and he's just a little bit slow, man. Now that's not necessarily his play, but I think that was our biggest deal, man. Is just our linebackers did not play the way that we wanted them to. They didn't play the way that they're very capable of playing. I think that's a better way for me to say it because they're very capable. Just like what you're seeing on this play, this is a great job. Hold on. What's going